Finally, we are on the hip joint. Okay, how pila man ni ka movement diri ang mabuhat sa hip? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. So, una niyang joint movement is the flexion, then the extension, abduction, and adduction. Okay, so for the flexion, provided you there with the several examples for the flexion na sa imong hips, and then the muscle responsible is the iliopsoas. So actually it's a combined muscle, no, si iliacus ug si psoas, that's why it's called iliopsoas. So that's located on your anterior pelvis. And the next movement is the extension, hip extension. Muscle responsible is the gluteus maximus, and the muscle location is on your posterior part. Okay? Sa Binisaya, na dito sa imuhang lubot. Aman imong lubot, ba? Nasa likod. Nabay lubot na sa tubangan. Okay. So here, now you can see the different extension movement, hip extension movement. So, para maklaro din nato, no, asa si gluteus maximus. So, kada siya nga muscle, tapos a little bit on the side, that's your gluteus medius, and you can also see how your gluteus minimus looks like. Okay, no? So, dili di ay siya basta-basta, no? Daghan kayo siya layer. Daghan kayo, no? Kanang geniusly. Actually, more than, undescribable ang pagka-amazing sa pagka-arrange, no? Sa mga muscles and everything. No, sa ato pa lang galing na, no? Sa human body pa lang na. Daghan pa kay creatures sa kalibutan. And I'm sure their system, their skeletal, the musculoskeletal system is also uniquely built, na. So it's good to know. It's good to know our body parts, no? Especially sa atong musculoskeletal system. So inana da yung itsura na sa atong muscle, sa atong lubot. Okay, that when we do this joint movement, mauday na siya ang responsible nga muscles. Okay, so perhaps with this knowledge, if we want to enhance our gluteus maximus nga muscles, then we can engage in exercises, movements that will strengthen or tone those muscles. Okay, next, still on the hips, the joint movement is abduction. Na? So the muscle responsible is the gluteus medius and minimus. So still on that picture, na, sa muscle location na lang siya diri gi-specify pagid siya kung asa si gluteus medius o si gluteus minimus. But then looking back here at the first picture we have seen earlier, now in the previous slide, so we go back here, and that's the gluteus medius and the gluteus minimus. And those are the muscles responsible when we move like that, in that direction, kanang nakita ninyo sa picture. Okay, next is still on the hip joint. The movement is adduction. So opposite to the abduction. No? So I just use the same picture. I just reverse the arrow of the direction. Pero iba na naman ang muscle responsible kasi si adductor group na po. And here's a clear picture of who are the adductor group muscles. So these are the adductor longus, adductor magnus, and adductor brevis. So nailhanan ninyo sila, mauna sila ang responsible when you do the adduction. Okay, so the location is the medial thigh. And I've also provided examples here, not to strengthen your hips and perhaps get pain relief using the easy exercises. So I got this from the website stated there. So, ako siyang gi-include kay murag sayon ra siya, murag achievable ra siya. No? So these are just examples and there can be many. No? There can be many movements you can do. No? There can be many exercises you can do if we talk about this movement. Okay, so just choose the ones that is convenient for you to use. Ayaw po to, ayaw pang ambisyon, execute atong galisod ka, no? Di maglisod-lisod sa life. Kani okay, rebels ra ni, so kanira. Okay, so as what I've said earlier, you can select from here, na pwede ninyo ni siya mapangahuyan. If ever maabot na to sa point, kaya you will be the one to make your exercise plan. Okay, now the next part is the joint movement flexion on the knee. So, nanata sa knee. Humanata sa hip ha. Nanata sa knee. Okay, nanata sa knee. So, take a look at the picture. So, on that direction, you can do the flexion. No? And the muscle responsibles are the hamstring group. So, who are these hamstring group of muscles? These are the biceps femoris, the semitendinosus, and the semimembranosus. Okay, klaro ba? Klaro kung asa sila? Yes? Oh, klaro. Okay. So, next, still on the knee joint, the joint movement we can do is the extension. Okay? And when we do that extension, say for example, kana ang nasa picture ng movement, kana nga klase sa knee extension, so the muscle responsible for that are the rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, or in short, the quadriceps group. Now, so they're the quadriceps group. And the muscle location is anterior thigh. Anterior thigh, atubangan nga paa. Okay. And here's an example of knee strengthening exercises. Okay. And if you want to explore more, you just visit the website. Okay. And we are now down to the last joint of the body that we'll be talking about is the ankle. So there are two movements we can do. We have the dorsiflexion and the plantar flexion. So for the dorsiflexion, that's how it's done. And the muscle responsible for that movement is the tibialis anterior. As you can see, kanang naka-color o pink diha, mauna siya nga muscle, no? Tibialis anterior. It covers the anterior tibia. So, tibia nga bone mo, nag-cover na siya diha. That is the muscle location. And then for the still on the ankle joint, the joint movement is plantar flexion. So, it's the opposite of the dorsiflexion. And the muscle responsible for that is the gastrocnemius and the soleus. And as to where it is, tuara. Na, murakag na ay, na, murag na aping-aping ang imuhang bagtak, no? So, actually kanang bagtak nga, visible ka na siya kung kuan ka. Kung hilig ka ikag baklay, hilig kag dagan, o kanang sa mga marathoner, sa mga basketballista, sa tanang mga sport nga nag-involve og mga dagan-dagan, no? Muna siya ebidensya kay na siya kay mulingin na siya, but beneath the skin, that's how the muscle looks like, no? Sa gastrocnemius muscle and then the soleus muscle. Okay, so that's it. Those are the different joints of our body, the joint movements they can do, and the muscle responsible for the movements, as well as the muscle location. And here I also included soothing stretches for ankle mobility, which you may like to try. But like what I've said, there are so many that you can find on the internet. and you just choose the ones that is best for you and convenient for you. And also you may visit the references I included, because these are the references I got these informations that I'm talking about.